All right. Welcome back to the Patriot Hour.
That was a quick garage talk.
Wanted to get you guys the truth as fast as we could. So,
of course, as we see it. We were just out there talking and looking at one of Trump's tweets. Hopefully Mike can find that guy, because we if you all remember, we used to do, not every segment, but we tried starting a routine where we would pick the ass of the day, and I think we found one.
Trump tweets.
Hopefully he finds this guy. So this guy basically, until he can find it, we'll read exactly what he said. But Trump just tweeted about Pittsburgh, and one guy commented on his tweet, "Why don't you get off your ass and fly there and be presidential," or something along those lines. And I thought, oh man, there's a shooting. He should fly into Pittsburgh and show his support and see what he can do. And I'm thinking to myself, so he's gonna fly into Chicago every day? So here it is. Events in Pittsburgh are far more devastating than originally thought. Spoke with mayor and governor to inform them that the federal government has been and will be with them all the way. I will speak to the media shortly and make further statement at Future Farmers of America. So then where's this guy at? There might have been more comments, but when I read this, I thought of all you guys, and I thought of our ass of the day candidate.
Why don't you get on a plane or something, he said.
Yeah, and I thought, well, if you want him to get on a plane right now, how many times did our last president get on a plane every time there was a shooting or something? And if that's the case, and that's what you want him to do, then he's going to be in Chicago on a daily plane flight. He's got to start in Chicago every morning at 9 a.m. and show his support.
We probably won't be able to find it.
No, I probably got buried.
These are savage, folks, to come down and just look at these anyway. You're going to get...
So like I laughed with Mike. I thought, I find... Oh, here we go.
Was that it?
Above that. No. So I told Mike, I said, I find it funny that if you hate this guy so much, if you look at his account and how many followers he has, and look at all these hateful ones. Mike made some comments in past videos that, just scroll at the bottom of some of his tweets and you'll see the hatred. There are a lot of people following him that can't stand him. So,
why do they do that?
If you're looking for publicity, I guess it's working. But why are you following somebody that you just despise? The joke's kind of on you. You're so wrapped up in Trump that you spend so much of your life following his tweets. I like Trump. I do follow him, but I don't look at every one of them. But I would never have followed Obama.
No.
Or Clinton. Hell, I wouldn't have.
If I don't like something, I don't watch it, and I don't.
I change the channel because it's got up and down buttons. It's really weird how that works. But these people are so wrapped up into this, they literally follow him.
Haven't you talked enough and all this stuff? And it's like he's the only one talking.
Right. Look at the swinging Nazi symbol there.
What do you do as a human if like, I don't know, if you have a friend that every time you talk to him, all he does is cut you down and talk crap on you? Do you fight back? Maybe you eventually quit talking to them, or you try, but do you ever just lay down? And I mean, most people defend themselves when being attacked.
I can get pretty defensive. If I feel like you're attacking me, and I hate the ones that do it nicely too. Like, they use the word "but." I don't mean to gossip, but or Scott, you could do. I really like what you did over there, although it was a little juvenile. I mean, little subtle punches bother me more than you just looking me in the face and say, "You know what? I can't stand you."
Oh well, you're lucky. You're a business owner. And
lucky.
Stuff like
I fell right into it. So
fell, and landed into doing things.
We laughed about that earlier. That's a backhanded comment.
Yeah.
But they said it with such balls or braze, whatever the word is. They
really, they believe it.
They wanted that to hurt. They attacked me, and you heard my response. Yeah, I laughed that one off. I'm like, I fell right into it. I never, I didn't invest myself. I didn't buy business cards. I didn't buy the equipment or the van.
Yeah.
I didn't struggle. I just fell into it. So
it gets.
I try to keep myself from those types anymore. And what's funny is he was trying to be an employee, so that was weird. But these guys, I don't understand. Just change the channel. If you can't stand a guy, I mean, if you do want to follow him because you enjoy the rhetoric and making these that one video with the swinging Nazi symbol.
I saw that.
What's the old primitive, that right there. It looks like one of them old knives or swords that would slowly come down and cut your head off. The old, not the guillotine, but something similar to that.
Somebody made that. That's So yeah, it is funny. This guy here, no one can make me hate them. I don't hate Trump. I hate the divisive rhetoric he spews. I don't hate his GOP. I hate that they don't call him out on his decisiveness. I don't hate his supporters. I hate that they are too biased to see his flaws. What about on your own side?
Because they don't have flaws. They don't. They do.
What about all the this is double standards going on in America right now? You know,
I heard an old guy say a while back, warn us, and my old man used to say it too. He's like, you know, the one bad thing about the online, you know, when its first dial-up first came up. Of course, it gave us an opportunity to do this, but there are a lot of people that, because they have the ability to get on Facebook or on one of these platforms, they become experts right away. But more than anything, they think that everybody in the world wants to hear their opinion every day. Now, those that tune in to us want to hear our opinion. But how many times you get on Facebook and you see somebody, or any platform, I just combed my hair. Why do I care? Yeah. I'm going grocery shopping.
I'm going to the store, and then 10 minutes later, there's a picture of the produce aisle. And
you don't have a following.
I'm thinking about this fruit.
Right. You don't have a following of 100 million people. You don't even have 2 people. Nobody cares that you just took a poop, or you're brushing your hair, or that your dog is licking your face. I mean,
well, we've all known that most people glamorize their Facebooks. We all, you know, I think I got 500 or 600 people on my personal account. I can't say they're all friends and close friends only. Yeah. I have, but it's funny to watch that. Most people, you only see positive feeds throughout the day, and then you're like, wow, their life's great. You start getting this false image that their life is just great. But then there's others that do, oh man, my morning, and you got the bitchers. You know them too. It's like, you almost want to. They're always bad. They're always something's not right.
You know, they might as well get on Facebook right away, or whatever platform, their Snapchat, whatever. God, I woke up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I woke up today.
It's the same
Life
people.
Sucks.
You fell into your success, but God, I had to wake up today. I mean,
what is it?
You have to work very hard at being angry. Yeah. I mean, because you have to troll. You have to find things. There are people that troll, and oh my God, I got to find something I can argue about. So every now and again, and I've been doing it a lot more lately, putting good stories up. You know, see if I can get some of those people.
So if we think that way, and you're a citizen in the United States, you've grown up this way. I've grown up this way. And I'm at this age where these things are newer, but I see that as well. So can Trump not be like that? Can he not be a troll? Can he not? He doesn't have that right. Since he's president, he should be presidential. What is that?
Define presidential. He's acting just the ones that hate him, especially the millennials, and I don't want to stereotype them. I should probably quit doing that. But the younger generation that are always doing this, you know, what you're doing is what he's doing. So that should appeal to you. Yeah. Well, yeah, but we don't.
I do this. I don't want him doing that.
Right.
There you go. See,
it's not presidential. Well, what makes it? What's wrong with it? Well, it's childish and it's rude behavior. But you do it.
That's the whole point.
But I'm not the president. What? Okay, so you're a shitty citizen? I don't understand.
Yeah, the president shouldn't do that.
That's the hypocrisy at the very lowest level. They can't even identify. I have the right to get on Facebook and bash anybody and everything I want, but when somebody does it to me, I'm offended.
The president should be somebody that's willing to sacrifice all their, everything,
right?
Their privacy, all this, go up and do that, and then as we all bash him, media, citizens, take it.
Right.
Wow.
This might be why he got elected.
He doesn't have rights anymore as president. Presidents shouldn't have the same rights.
Correct.
It's like that woman holding, I want the same rights as Gunn. Didn't look into it long enough to understand what she was saying.
You remember?
So you don't want to be allowed in a courtroom, or you want to be banned, and if you're not in use or being used, you should be locked up. Come on.
Right. You remember when Obama was on Saturday Night Live when the campaign was going? And Trump said something about, Obama's going to be, go down as the worst president in history. And Obama faked like he was tweeting, well, at Donald Trump, at least I'll go down as a president, and drops the mic.
Yeah.
And I thought, now go back to just that. That's rhetoric. That's negative rhetoric. He was punching back.
Oh, that wasn't fun. See, we see these same things. You see Roseanne get fired for what she does, and everyone's like, no, that's not right. And nobody, if you try to even defend, well, maybe it was on her own time on Saturday. It don't matter. She shouldn't be doing that. You have Bill Maher on HBO on his show do things, or in the past. Same things that have taken down 2 or 3 conservatives haven't taken down the 1,000 leftists that have done this worse. I don't get it, and how they just ignore it. It's ignored. The same media that creates it they're not reporting on it because it doesn't go with their.
Correct.
It's wild,
but
and nobody else sees it. There's got to be humans, like normal humans, that see this, or maybe I'm the only one, or we're the only ones.
Well, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people that do, and that's the joke, because the same people that do all of this, and the one said to me the other night, well, he's only 30% of the people actually like Trump. Well, that's false. He could never have been elected with 30% of the people liking him. I said, actually, his approval rating is going up, and it's because of this. The more you all act childish, the more success he's going to have. Because what the people are seeing, they don't see him as being childish, nor do they care at that point. What they see is all these people against him, and the older generation, maybe our group and a little older, and everybody older, looks at it as, oh my gosh, this is the next group of people that's going to become adults.
Yeah.
And they're screaming in the streets, and we better keep electing people to keep these guys in check. We don't want to elect anybody that satisfies them, because we see what's going to make them happy. All free stuff, no effort, because if you do anything good, these people aren't going to like you.
Yeah.
So it's not that the voters are really looking at Trump. They're looking at the idiots. If we don't elect Trump, these guys are going to have... These are the next generation.
Good point.
They don't even see that. If they just shut their mouths and use their vote, they probably could win an election.
That's right.
So as long as they act childish, I still think...
well, I just... Again, like we said, we got Roseanne that does something. You'll have, the couple of others that have lost jobs, lives ruined over whatever. But on the left, you get Don Lemon, last week so like Kanye, they're all about racism. Trump's a racist. Trump's a racist. But then you get this whole panel on, and when they don't agree with another black man that goes and talks to Trump. And,
Uncle Tom.
Yeah, Uncle Tom. Token N, they were calling him.
Wow.
Token N. They use that word. Oh, he's just a token, and bloosh. And they're laughing about it. And I mean, there's this whole montage of 3 of them, 6 of them on the screen, Brady Bunch panel up, and they're just laughing it up.
You just insulted an entire race, and then you try to spin it as, well, we were kidding.
See what Trump brings out in us?
Right.
I don't know how they spin it,
Right. The spoon made me fat.
And all they were doing was talking about positive things. I mean, yes, in Kanye's books, I guess he's written, it comes out, he's got some mental illness issues. So there might be. So therefore, he could be mental, have some mental issues, and then gets to talking. And the stuff he was saying wasn't all that off. He didn't say it in the best way. Again, people can say, oh, I didn't like the way Kanye, he talked like he was on.
But did everybody forget why Kanye and Herschel Walker and Jim Brown were invited to the White House to talk about inner city violence?
Yes. The
media got away from that and jumped on to look at the circus act,
Yes.
Uncle Tom and blah, blah, blah.
Why aren't they losing the show for using these words?
I know. Why didn't they report the truth that, Trump's really trying to find some
it's
people
like if you're on the right, if you support Trump and you do any of these things, you're considered racist. If you're on this side and you do any of those things, it's okay.
Right.
We know you're not racist, so therefore it's not, even though that's the exact definition of it. But yeah.
Don't be so easily offended. It was a joke. Well, when we try to do that, I would not ever use the word uncle or Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
On this show, talking about anybody, because that is a racial narrative from long ago. They called who was the first black Supreme Court justice. I am sorry, my bad, but they called him an Uncle Tom, and I thought, holy smokes! And
Ellison? No.
You go all the way back to the Civil War. The guy with the big wacky hair, the black guy that was a Northerner, and he was trying to help slaves. They called him an Uncle Tom, a sellout, because he put a suit and tie on. It's like they demonize anybody that doesn't think like them.
Yeah, but they project that over to the other side.
Right.
I don't know how they're able to even pull that off in front of their supporters or people that follow along with it. It's weird. It's wild. It's just like they keep doing things and then they or trying to retrain people to tell you what it is. It's like the caravan coming. They're calling it a caravan.
Yeah.
They're calling it everything but an invasion.
Don't
that's
call
what
it a
is.
mob either.
That's not immigration.
See the CNN lady the other night said when she brought a conservative on, she says, "Well, the mob is getting out of control." How dare you don't use that word on my show? How dare you use the word mob? You know we just spent 24 hours in the media demonizing that word, and you just came on my show. Well, it is a mob, and when they put hoods on,
oh man, CNN had tents set up down there. I saw like, oh, we're down here live. We're going to be witnessing it as they come, and they're like all promoting it and acting like it's a good thing.
How dare you use the word mob? And just the other day, I was told by a young lady, not a young lady, well, she's my age, so young lady, I guess. She was told that if she wanted, everybody had to turn in what they wanted to be for Halloween for this company Halloween dress up, whatever.
Yeah.
You had to tell HR what you were going to dress up as.
So they could approve or deny.
Well, she's going to dress up as Tina Turner. She was told no. Why? Because you're white. Oh my God, we've gotten that soft in this country. Halloween, you're supposed to
But if a black lady had put down that she was going to be Tina, it would be okay.
Michael Jackson got away with being white forever. What I mean,
So what if? Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? But
That's
we've gotten so soft where a human resource department asked everybody, and I thought, well, at first.
Well, and I'm saying if a black lady put in that she was going to be, Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, oh no.
Boy, I know that.
That'd probably be fine.
There would be no rebuttal. But
see, this is a double standard we can't have, and I could care less about any of that. But it just needs to be. You can't have that, folks. If you're out there listening and you're thinking, no, the white person shouldn't be able to dress up as a black person because that's wrong. But the black person can dress up as a white person. Then what the heck?
Here we are talking about racism.
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I mean?
that there creates an issue.
It makes everybody uncomfortable. And just quit talking about it. Quit making everything a big deal. Quit being offended by everything.
It's only an issue because they're making it one.
Right.
This is coming back up out of nowhere, and they're like, yeah, this is what Trump's doing. No, this is what the media's been doing.
Well, I watched it happen before Trump. I watched the last 8 years, and I watched the media, and it slowly, there was a wedge being driven. It was white on black crimes, and nobody talked about black on black crimes, and they didn't talk about white on white crimes, but they kept driving this wedge of there's you, there's us. Every time you listen to liberals, they talk about rich guys taking all your money and then not giving it, and there's poor people, or they're talking about racism. They're always dividing. They're always making boxes
about
to
a
put
religion, color.
And Trump went, we're all in this one box. I don't call a Native American, a Black American, an African American, a European American, an Irish. I don't call any of them by those names.
No.
If you're a citizen of this country, you are an American. It's that simple.
And then I've been thinking about that lately. So there's American citizens, and then we have American patriots.
Right.
There is a difference on that too nowadays, folks. That's where we're entering into that realm.
Getting on your topic of the caravan. All these people marching, bringing their Honduran flag. Hey, man, number one, you're not getting in, and nor should you get in without going through the right channels, but when you come into this country and you want to be an American so bad, it's okay to still have a heritage, but you're asking to be an American. You don't get to come into our country. Screw Trump. How do you even know anything about Trump? Because you're being told stuff and you're carrying
these
your
people
flag.
that go the right way, I don't know if they still do it. They used to have a flag etiquette class. They learn a little bit about our history.
What's the stars? What's the stripes stand for?
And then I think they're told that, our flag always is, in this country, since you're part of it now, this is your flag too.
Yeah.
You're going to fly this. Now you still can have love for where you came from, of course, but that would always be flown under. You get into these communities nowadays and you just see no American flags, only. It's like they don't like it here. They just came because of the job, and a lot of people try not to admit that either, but that they do themselves. Like, what if you won 10,000? Oh, I go back home right away. But
why are they coming here? If Trump is dividing and destroying,
it's a racist America right now. It's a real rhetoric-ridden place and not safe. Why are they racing?
And then start asking all the other questions. How'd they pay for all the fuel? The food, the water. Some of them we've seen where they have matching hats and shirts.
Why don't they march to their governments and demand change? If it's a ridden place in Mexico right now, all bad and shooting them up, Honduras as well, how are they marching 2,000 miles right through both of these places without,
Right.
They're losing 10, 15 every couple minutes,
It's
just
staged.
gunshot.
It's all staged. This is just one big
This is to
mess.
pull on the heartstrings right before the elections.
But we've watched Obama. You just showed the video. I'm pretty sure that was the video where he said same thing, Trump, and this is why they won't show the tweet, because they don't want to have to show what the tweet was really about. The same conversation is going on today that was going on 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 60. None of these presidents.
You see some of his tweets are to taunt the media. So when he puts it, I agree with Obama, they're all like, oh my God, he agrees with
dare
Obama. And they
you.
all watched it and they're like, well, we don't like that.
Crap.
We
We'll
won't
have to
talk
wait
about
till
that.
his next tweet. Hopefully it's stupid and we can make fun of it.
Yeah.
But we can't. We ain't gonna show this one because poof.
That was a straight
They'll
troll.
They'll get a phone
tweet,
call
all right?
from George Soros himself. What are you guys doing?
See, folks, on the border, here's the issue that's not being talked about, and it's all about immigration. It's the only thing that we're dealing with. It's just immigration and these people that need to come here and knock on the door or just evade and come in. What about the human traffickings that are happening and the heroin, opioid, the drug flows that are coming in? That's a huge reason to seize up these borders. That's not being talked about. You fix all that. We don't have people getting shoved in here or taken out, missing kids, and it seems to be the angle that's why they haven't agreed. If it's about the people that are coming, or the DACA anyway, Trump offered them that deal back in January, $1.8 billion. Here's a path to citizenship in exchange for 25 for the border wall. And they're like, no, that's no good. 25
He
billion.
said, give me 28 million.
28 million.
We'll let 1.8 become citizens. I'll do all this. I'll sign it. Just give me a budget for the wall. And he was only asking pennies. I mean, we spend $100 billion a year on immigration, sending people back, and the court systems. The wall is like 0.1% of that overall cost. And by the way, the joke is on everybody else, and it was even on me. No, not really. The wall is being built. They're calling it test sections.
Yes.
But they've got miles and miles of test sections already done. So, gosh, I would love to get down there. But so Trump says, here's a plan. You guys really wanted this. You wanted the DACA taken care of? No, we're not funding your wall, sir.
Yep.
Well, wait a minute. You can get a little bit. This is what's called Schumer and Pelosi. I hate their guts. I hate them. That's a strong word, hate. But they want this president's not bipartisan. He won't meet us in the middle. He just met you way in the middle, because in the beginning he said he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't letting none of them be. And then after a while, everybody calmed him down and said, hey, Mr. President, you can get your wall. Give them 1.8 million people citizenship. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they went, no.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, Schumer, Pelosi, you asked to be bipartisan. No, because then we'd have to admit that we came to the table and Trump actually got something done. And
he probably could have offered them just 1.8 pathway, no wall money, and they still would have said no, like for some reason, because
he could walk on water and they'd say he can't swim.
Folks, it is to a point where this was their only thing that we've known this. They don't want him to fix it, even if it's a really good deal, because they want to try to fix it. Not really. They just want to be in control of it. I am, this might be an opinion, but I am a firm believer in the reason they don't want to have the wall it's nothing to do with the illegal people. It's because of these flows that they already have. It's well established. This is how they do the human trafficking. Some certain people must be, like we know, involved, and they're just not going to go that other way to shut it down. That's their angle.
Let me throw this angle. It's a question, and comment in. I should already know the answer, but I feel like I do. But what's the other reason why you suppose that liberals want open borders? Because if they can get 5 to 10 million people to come into this country and get them legalized,
if they do it, they win them over.
Right. So what does that mean?
That's why they don't want him to do it, because then he wins them over. Trump did this for us.
Let's make sure we put him into states that are real close, red, blue. Let's get those electoral votes. This is all politics. It's bad politics. They're shining this big thing up to make it look like we care about the people. And the people are so stupid they're falling for it. What they're doing is ensuring the next election.
Yeah.
Because you watch, if they win the House and they can stop the wall and get these people in, I bet there's going to be some kind of legislation on there like, let's just do this now. Let's fix immigration. Everybody that's here is a citizen.
Yeah. Look at how...
Wow.
Yeah, we're just going to do this. Now it should work out, How about that they take, they don't let, for an ID, they say it's racist to try to get people to have an ID to vote now. Certain states are like, that's people don't have them. They're using every lingo, but yet they have laws set up in these same states. All you have to be 21 to buy alcohol. You're going to get carded for that. Cigarettes, alcohol,
to drive,
all these little things.
To get on an airplane and travel.
Yes, but just not to vote.
Well, that's the most important right that we as Americans find near.
We hold that, yes.
People bled for that right.
And these people on the left, the media that's inciting people to vote and not upholding the law, I'm saying just go change the laws. There's ways to lobby them. We've said this before. If the laws were the opposite way and they got switched, it'd probably come down to some vote to the people. And we'd be like, our laws changed on that. I didn't agree with it, but now this is how it is. You don't.
So
they're begging for people to break the law.
So if I walk into a bank branch that doesn't know me, I should be able to walk in there and be like, "Oh, just take my word for it. I'm Scott, and I need $1,000 out of my account, and I'll just go to the next bank and ask for $1,000."
Oh God, we don't want that. Now you're taking it a little too far. This is just voting, Scott, and people.
When I hear those words, just voting.
That's right.
That better make people's skin
crawl. No, I would say that's just money in the bank. Voting is so much more important than just money. Scott at the bank, whoever
That is the fundamental reason of being an American.
And they're helping strip it down by doing their little shows and is muffling over all the things that truly matter to be an American. That's what they're promoting. For some reason, the left's promoting an unsovereign America, not sovereign anymore. Open borders.
What do they gain from this? And by the way, if you let Joe Blow walk in if you let me go in, and I'm going to vote for Governor X, right? And you didn't ask for my ID. What stops me from walking in and voting for Governor X a second and third and fourth and fifth time? They don't even think. Well, we don't need IDs. That is fundamentally wrong as an American, but overall,
they don't think it out. They just know that that's a way to get these people to vote that they want to vote that they can't. So they don't have all them other great answers or questions that you just asked. They don't have answers for.
I would love to be in one of these town meetings when they do that, and I'd say, "Ma'am or sir, what the hell are you thinking? If you don't use an ID, how do you know who's voting and who's not voting and how many times?" Well, that's not important, Mr.
We just need the vote. We just want the vote. We don't care about all these other details.
What's with all these questions?
Why do you have to show your ID to buy alcohol at 21? Just take the person's word.
Yeah, it's unconstitutional to ask me for that.
I'm 21.
I identify myself as a 43-year-old woman today. That means I can buy alcohol.
This is the kind of
like
stuff.
A 16-year-old, or ma'am, you're a 16-year-old girl. No.
Yeah.
I'm a 41-year-old man.
That's what. See, they're all these things. This is what they show and they say. The caravan. They keep showing it on TV and they keep telling you this is hey da da da, trying to get you to think it's anything else other than 10,000 people storming our border with weapons or not. That is an invasion. There's textbooks that talk about that. Yep. And folks, if you're promoting these open borders, then we need to look at the tax system. We need to look at how we tax people that are here, and these people want to pay taxes too, and. Well, they really don't. They take other people's socials. They work other ways.
Well, sometimes, and I'm going to play devil's advocate, there's times that they don't even pay taxes because if they file for taxes, they'd be caught.
Well, then the people argue with you that are here. Well, when they get the money from that job and buy stuff in town, well, we all pay that sales tax.
Right. How about we encourage the young people to get off their lazy butts and go take those jobs? Because that's the other rebuttal. Well, they're only going to take jobs that nobody wants. Well, how about we encourage the young generation to get off their ass and do something, But going on that point of invading our country, if I would love, again, this is one I'm waiting for. Nobody will do it yet. I've tried for a month straight.
We're sending troops down there now.
Ask or tell me that it is okay for anybody to cross our border. I don't care if it's one person or 10,000 people. Tell me that's okay. Tell me that it shouldn't be a big deal. It's easy to say that from up here because you're not on the border, right? That's not your property. I had one guy say, "Well, I don't care. It's not my yard." I said,
"Not my backyard."
Tell me it's okay, because then I'm going to grab you and some of my buddies. I'm going to grab a couple cases of beer. I'm going to walk on your property. I'm going to build a campfire. I'm going to put up some lawn chairs, and we're going to sing Kumbaya all night and get drunk. Well, that's trespassing. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
That's they start
you
telling
you. Can't have your cake and eat it. You can't say to the guys down in Texas and Arizona, California, screw your rights.
I'm okay up here. It's not affecting me yet.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Most of these people that are confused, don't get it. They say the wrong things. They're promoting the wrong things until it really starts affecting them. Then it's like the people in California. They all did this, all the corruption, all the stuff. They were the hotbed for, these immigrants, they do jobs that They still live 10 to a house 20 years later.
Yeah.
Nobody's really prospered anymore. It's stagnant economy. People are fleeing out of there left and right. The people that helped made it the way it is, and like, this sucks. We don't like it.
Right.
This is. I'm gonna go to another state, and I'll maybe be quiet over there. And
Your values,
hopefully, they're not going there to try to promote it all again.
Your property values go down. What happens when your property values go down? Then gangs come in. I mean, if the property, you go into a high valued area, even middle class, nice area, there's usually not any gangs. There's not usually too much violence. It's where the poor communities are. So once where there were prospering communities in California are now just
tent cities and
browned out. And I don't mean that color-wise people. I mean the buildings are just, you play SimCity or something, when the city starts crumbling, they call it, it's a brown out. You know, it's like Waters District.
Yes.
She's a multimillionaire, and
it's
she
horrible.
Really cares about her citizens. Well, you haven't cared since you've been in office, because
look, you know,
don't tell me it's okay to cross the border if you are then going to stop me and Mike and Nate and everybody else that we know from coming over and partying at your house.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do it. As soon as you tell me, screw the people that live on the border, but my yard is private property. That is not a platform you legally can stand on. You don't get to say your yard isn't private property, but mine is.
Yeah, the minute they cross that border and there's somebody's backyard, that's their property. That property is just like yours. You know, that's how they feel, and maybe they don't want people cutting into it.
What if Canadians started to jump in the border?
Yeah.
I bet the guys in Texas would say, boy, we sympathize with you. This is what's been going on. But until it really happens, until that problem is your problem right in front of your face, it's easy to have these types of opinions. But I can guarantee you nobody wants me and 10 of my friends walking on your property. Maybe we have a bale of marijuana with us, or some crack cocaine or some heroin. Maybe we got 4 or 5 little teenage girls. Maybe we're there to do nasty, dirty things. Or maybe we're there just because we're good people looking for a good place to hang out.
Yeah.
It could be all those different reasons, but I don't have the right to do it. But if you're going to allow them to do it on the border, you better open up your yard, folks, because I'm coming.
Yep. And like I said, until they change laws and legislate and do it proper, see, you don't just like, you know what, I don't really agree with the robbing of a bank law. I'm going to start doing it tomorrow. And I just start robbing banks and then think like, come on, get behind me, and start a movement of like, this is good.
You might be surprised how many people would follow you.
Well, you know, it just, people agree like, no, that's dumb for me to even say it's a law. Well, we have laws at the border. Trump didn't make them. He's just actually enforcing them. And people get mad. And it's like, wow, if we're trying to transit into this new era of open borders and all these things that people want, I guess I don't really like it. I don't agree with it. And unfortunately, laws are on my side of how I think right now, and we just need to uphold those. I suggest to all these people inciting this and take it to the courts, do your paperwork, get people to sign it, and do it the right way and get laws changed. And then I'm wrong. As of right now, you're promoting people to break law, trying to convince me that they're just hungry or something. I can go to stories of people hungry here, the bum down the road, and if he goes into the 7-Eleven and steals it and gets caught, he goes to jail. Nobody feels sorry for him. Like, oh, he's just really hungry. I mean, you might feel sorry for him, but
he shoplifted.
He shoplifted. That's all you hear.
It wasn't a federal crime, but God, throw him in jail for shoplifting.
Throw him in jail for
it's
being
okay
hungry.
To break federal laws.
And they're saying this, yeah.
Do they think, do these supporters, God, I'm going to go on a tangent, but do these supporters of open borders think for 1 second that there's this big giant highway to the promised land? And then I would ask, where is this highway that doesn't run through anybody else's property? And where are they going?
Yeah.
What's the destination? And is that somebody's property or community? It's not like, let them in, Scott, just let them in. Okay.
And they find they must have 10,000 of them have families already here, maybe people, and that's how it works.
I'm sure a high percentage of these people are really good people, but it's illegal and it's wrong, and there's no way to track, and it's bad for our. Gosh, I've gotten so irate. It's bad for our health department.
Yeah, they bring in diseases.
What if you walked in, and I'm not saying brown people from Honduras are dirty people. What if somebody from Czechoslovakia just happens to get in that line, or people from Iran, or people from China, and one of them have the big nasty flu bug or something?
That's what they're saying.
You just let them in. You didn't ask for a blood. American soldiers, when they leave this country, they go through a physical.
Yes.
What happens before they come back to this country?
We get examined. We have shots. We have all kinds of actual shots before they examine these countries we're going to, and they see what's there still.
Right.
And then we get shots if we can to be preventative to that. It's a system, folks, and that's
So these supporters hate or think that the military should keep having to go through their standards, but these 15,000 people we know nothing about, just let them in. And God forbid if they have any kind. Well, Scott, again, you're stretching. Well, am I?
Well, you hit the nail on the head with, it doesn't matter like where they come from.
Just get vetted.
Just be vetted. That's the most important thing, folks. We have to vet these people. We cannot just allow. We have to know who's here. We at this day and age, they've built everything up to tell us that we got threats, we got terrorists that can come in. If it's this easy, I don't try to keep it about just the border's only about illegal immigration. That's an issue. It's a huge issue, but there are some bigger ones. Again, it's just this is the one that everyone seems to talk about. It's because the other one's not talked about, so nobody gets it.
Right.
But the human trafficking would be notched, and that's probably the bigger reason.
I'm gonna end my this episode with this, at least from my point of view. Then Mike's probably got an end, but so illegal immigration. I want you to really think about this. Nobody ever thought airplanes was ever going to hit 9/11. Terrorism. Oh my God, they're not gonna use gases in subways. They're not gonna knock down buildings. They're not going to do this. They're not going. Well, they do those things. What stops them from just injecting the Ebola virus into 1,000 people, telling them, hey, you need this shot before you go into America? Because if you get this, if they detect that in you, they'll say, oh, you're clean and you're safe, come on in. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's how I get in? I have to be immune, I have to be clean? You got to give me the shot. And they just injected 1,000 people with Ebola virus. And they just came walking onto our property. Yeah. And coughed on you. It just
takes them meeting Border Patrol just to be told.
Oh, my God, that's such a conspiracy.
And then those people go home and visit with their families.
Scott, you need to calm down. You're crazy. Was 9/11 crazy? Remember, we all said we won't forget. We're forgetting.
Right. Yes, right.
We are. Just get vetted, pass the same physicals your military has to, but do not think for 1 minute that these rich billion-dollar ran terrorist organizations haven't thought about this.
Oh, yeah.
They've made movies on it, which means somebody went, ding, 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 we could do that.
I agree.
Anyway, protect your borders, protect your rights. I'm glad to be back.
And yes, we are happy to have Scott back. I will shut this down by saying, I think I said it earlier, I believe these people should be marching directly to their governments in these 10,000 strong forums and demanding change, not marching 2,000 miles to a neighboring country and demanding charity.
Amen.
All right. I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour.
Scott.
We will see you guys back here real soon.
God bless.
Have a great day.